Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Abdul Amir Ikhwan bin Abdul Rahim, metric number 1182154. Okay, today our group would like to discuss some information about trademark that has been shared by Encik Azizi, our guest interview. Okay, before we proceed with the next section, I want to provide some background information about our guest interview, Encik Ahmad Azizi bin Zulkifli, which is 39 years old. He stayed at Puncak Alam, Selangor. He studied law during degree in UIA. He also has been worked with my IPO almost 14 years and now owns his own intellectual property firm. Okay, that's all about Encik Azizi. So next, we want to register slogan at my IPO as a trademark for our Mr. Cheese product that called the best snack for you. With the trademark the best snack for you, anyone who has ever had taste of this will want more. Mr. Cheese ideal for serving at parties, celebration, weddings, office activities, and as a lovely comfort snack.
Okay, now let's take a look at a background of trademark. It is being related with blacksmith who made sword during Roman Empire, and he is also known as the first users of trademark. But in Malaysia, trademark protection is provided under the Trademark Act 1976 and Trademark Regulation 1997. Yes, Trademark Act 1976 have been updated to Trademark Act 2019. Section 3 of Trademark Act 2019 stated that trademarks can be any sign capable of being represented graphically which is capable of distinguishing goods or services of one undertaking from those of other undertakings. Under the same section, a sign may constitute a trademark even though it is used in relation to a service ancillary to the trade or business of an undertaking and whether or not the service is provided for money or money's worth. Trademarks, the symbol TM is known as trademark symbol and R is known as a registered trademark.
Okay, next. Requirement for registration under the relevant law and regulation. According to the Trademark Regulation 2019, the requirement for registration trademark is operation on 27 December 2019. Generally, there are three requirements for registrable of trademark. Every applicant must fulfill all the requirements before do any application of trademark. Okay, firstly, the requirement of registrability of trademark is not subject to absolute ground for refusal of registration. In section 4.1, the registrar may refuse to register a trademark if it consists of any of the following sign or a sign similarly to any of those signs as is likely to be taken for the sign. We can see in the slide all the example, so there are 16 examples of requirement. Oh, before I forget, referring to the section 4.2 in the relation to the requirement number 13 until 16, it can be consent of the person or authority entitled to give such consent has been obtained for the use of the site to the purpose of registration and use of the trademark. Secondly, requirement of registrable of trademark is criteria of well-known trademark. Based on the section 5, in determining whether the trademark is well-known in Malaysia, the registrar on the court shall have the regard of the following 6 criteria in the slide. And the last one, use of the trademark on the internet. Referring to the section 6, in relation to the use of sign or trademark on the internet, the registrar or the court shall have regard to the provision of the Act, this regulation and the joint recommendation. In this regulation, the joint recommendation defined as the joint recommendation concerning provision on the protection of marks and other industrial property rights inside of the internet. That's all for me. Thank you.
To register a trademark under my IPO, there are 2 steps that the applicant must follow in submit the application step is the applicant must submit or hand in a form which is called as Form TM5 that include the applicant's information. Next, after my IPO receive the applicant's application, that the application will be assigned as the applicant number by them. Additional step that my IPO will use before they approve the applicant's application. The first step is formal assessment. Second one, substantive inspection. Third one, publishing and opposition, and the fourth one, registration. The registered trademark will be valid for 10 years from the date of application. For the trademark, it can be done by completing by completing a renew form, which is Form TM12, and pay the required renewal fee of 420 ringgit Malaysia.
Okay, we proceed to the next slide. There were also some cases and issues in the court that relate to the trademark that have been shared by Encik Azizi during our interview session. First, Shizen Cosmetic Marketing, Sendirian Berhad versus LVMH Perfumes Marketing, Sendirian Berhad. Second one, Mesuma Sport Sendirian Berhad versus Majlis Sukan Negara Malaysia 2014. The third one is Oishi Group Public Company versus UYY Marketing Corporation 2015. And the last one is Mercury versus McDonald 2009. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.
In protecting the local products rights and the owner of the business is effort from two parties. They were KPD and KK and business owner as well. As a business owner, they must do in-depth research in order to protect their products, especially for beginner and just about to start their own brand. And most probably, the founder is young group, and they might always unaware about intellectual property in their business. They are not protecting their products legally and just take this as a small matter without knowing that they might be sued in case of any breach happened. And Encik Azizi also did mention about this. He said most teenagers now dare to start a business but forgot that the application for intellectual property is the first step that they need to focus on in their business. This initiative also can avoid them in any court case happened. They have to take precautions and always check and update all the trademark registered in KPD and KK so that they will avoid from copying other brands or they will be blamed in any misinformation occurred. Intellectual property is also indirectly will encourage business owner to be most innovative and kind of reward of their business. They can claim for full credit of their brands and products under their name. For KPD and KK side, give awareness to public is also prudent. Sometimes people unintentionally don't want to register their brands, but they just don't know where to start. Campaign is one of the initiatives that can be taken to make people well known about trademark and intellectual property generally. They also can use their official website to keep on updates of any information that need to be clarified to public. Encik Azizi also suggesting on the registration process, KPD and KK might use online platform and give full steps on how to register it. Using website and online platform, it can ease people from time consuming to go to the KPD and KK or any branch of them. People will beyond appreciate it and also can easily register their product. Thank you.